At the University of Kansas, I'm a professor of counseling psychology. And what I've been for many years is a researcher into the psychology of creativity. And for years, I followed the research and did research like this. And most of the scholars in the area of creativity have spent an awful lot of time arguing about the relationship of creativity to intelligence, if creativity is divergent thinking or personality characteristics, what are the components of creativity, and so on. And I found myself, especially as an applied psychologist, wanting so much to actually get out there and work with creative people, help them to do their work and help them to develop their career paths. When I began investigating what we knew about the development of creative people's lives, what I discovered is we don't know much. What we have learned is that creative people as children tend to be different in that they are focused at a very early age in some passion area. And so what I did was investigate those invisible pathways and find out ways of helping young people to do that. But no matter what I did at the university, I found that we still couldn't meet the needs for people to get their hands in and start doing their projects. So when I met Eric and George Paley and John Hackmeister, and we began talking about what we believed artists, writers, inventors, musicians needed, it became very apparent that they needed a place. So, like good social scientists, I and my graduate students did a survey of the artists and the creative people in the community, and we said, what do you need? Now, I sincerely hoped that what they needed was my career counseling. But as it turned out, what they needed was, food and a place to stay. It turned out that so many creative people are working minimum wage jobs, can hardly support themselves with their work as an artist or as an inventor. They're struggling. The other thing we found out is that what they need besides basic survival needs is a place to show their work, a place to do their work, a way of having equipment that they can't afford to work with. So that's why we said, okay, let's just make this happen. Let's have a place where people can come and have access to expensive things like 3D printing so that young inventors don't have to pay $6,000 to have their idea fabricated by a fabrication facility before they can even do a patent application. Well, they can do it for much cheaper if we have a complete prototype array. That means having not only the computer-assisted design that's needed, but having CNC, having 3D printing, so they have the whole array of what they need to create their widget so that they can then take that and sell that. What many artists and inventors need is a way of talking about what they do. They know everything there is to know about software or about silk screening, but they may not know how to tell their story or how to communicate effectively with people who might want to fund their work. And so that's another thing we do, is to teach people how to tell their story. But nobody's willing to tell their story until first you say, yes, you matter, your story matters. Tell it to us, and we'll see what we can do to support you.
Lawrence is one of the most creative places in America, and it's a very high concentration of really talented, creative, well-educated people who have lots to give to their community in terms of helping each other and economic development. And the Makerspace is here to help make that happen. Economic development fundamentally starts with the individual. And we're built on that principle, organized around that principle, and operate on that principle. True sustainable economic development comes from people learning, sharing, collaborating, working together, creating, designing, producing, making products, services, and their future. And we're here to be a place where people can come and do that and have the tools and the space.
Rick and I were sort of the founders. I mean, it's never just two people, and we've got a lot of other mentors, and he's traveled around a lot, but Rick and I sort of dreamed that this was something that people really wanted and the community really needed. I mean, I think this is sort of the tip of the iceberg. I mean, it's not only just here, it's that really all over the world, people are, you know, wanting to work with their hands, and they're wanting to get back to doing things the way it was done a long time ago. And so I think we're just part of a big circle that's happening worldwide.
I originally started working with Eric Kirkendall, looking for a space, coming up with a plan. And initially we had talked about an arts incubator, because I had been involved in the arts incubator in Kansas City for the first 7 years. What it morphed into is a really fascinating space, and I'm really excited to see what Eric has accomplished and the people he's working with now. This is a fantastic opportunity for all of Lawrence. I'm very excited to see that it's worked so well for him, because he's put his heart and soul into it.
There's no simple way to describe the variety of people that are involved with Lawrence Creates Makerspace. We have college professors, college students, professionals, retired people, our retired philosophy professor, for example, metal workers, computer programmers, artists, just about any kind of field and any kind of place in life that you can imagine. And every one of them brings a different kind of skill and talent and background to the makerspace, which is what makes it so powerful. We collaborate, we work together, we generate ideas to serve the community or to do new training, and all the people involved add to that and add different flavors and new ideas. This is really very much an organic organization, and it's driven by the people here, and they're here to help each other, to learn or to create or to build businesses.
Well, Lawrence Creates is a community of not just artists, but technically savvy people too, because we want to come together and share some of the ideas that we've got. Every Tuesday night we have an open house, and it's a huge discussion about all the different projects that are going on. Some people like to share what they're working on and talk a little bit about what the status is of their project. Anything from the botanical garden, mobile family unit developed by Anthony, all the way to the brain hacking operations that the brain hacking group is producing right now. It's a lot of fun, a lot of sharing, and it's a growing community.
Well, you know that whenever anybody wants to rearrange the space, make room to do something, set up something new, I'm the one who figures out where to put it and how to make it happen. It's like the biggest hack of all here. We've got like at least a couple dozen functional areas in here for people to do different things. I'm sure you've got the rundown of all the stuff we've got, but it's a place to pool resources where we can have, you know, I couldn't have a cabinet shop at my house. I couldn't have a machine shop for metalworking, or the computer lab with 3D printers, or the gallery space. You know, there's all these different things. I'm not going to do it at my house, but everybody can share it here and have access to stuff they wouldn't otherwise be able to. We've got the administrative office, and then the storage up above. Next to it, there's a room for printing and matting, and also for doing stained glass work, because we have a lot of overlapping things like that. Then we have members lounge. We have lockers for everybody, storage for the gallery space, the machine shop, the woodworking shop, storage area for stuff coming in and out of the alley, storage rooms that we're going to turn into classrooms. Upstairs we have the hack lab where we do computer stuff, 3D printing and all that. And then we have the stage and the sound system and the refreshment area for Final Friday events. A year ago, we didn't know who was going to join. We didn't know what they were really going to be spending their time on. So we didn't know what we needed space for. We didn't know how to allocate it. And what we've done is, as each thing happens, we make a space for it. And boy, for most of that year, we were just pushing things around all the time because somebody wanted this space and then somebody else wanted it. But in the course of the year, we've sorted it out. So now, mostly, the space is there for people when they want to work. And it's really been sectioned out.
Oh, I've known Eric for quite a while as well, and I think this is just a great idea. And it's a really good use of the space, and I'm glad that he's getting a bunch of different people together, you know, like video people and computer people and art people and sculptors and painters, to give everybody one place to come together to kind of make an energy out of the place. I think that's great.
I got involved because I started doing the Lawrence Art Party over at the Hobbs Taylor Lofts in New Hampshire Street, that's what it is. And I met Eric and Barbara through them, and when I heard about this idea that they wanted to make a makerspace like this, I was in it 100%. It's a wonderful idea, and the more it works, the better it is. And it brings together people, multiple different disciplines, and when you get a lot of creative people together, good things happen. The things that are going on here are pretty amazing, and the more people that get involved in it, the better it is. And hopefully it's just the beginning of even more. A lot of art, a lot of technology, and a lot of very innovative things happening at Lawrence Creates. It's good.
This facility is going to grow with some of the opportunities we've given the members. We're setting up a better security system that's already in place, so the materials that you might leave here overnight and stuff will be safe. So that's been a concern with some people, you know, but we're growing the wood shop, and we're also growing the design studio. The 3D printer is now available at the space. We also have a CNC mill and lathe and stuff like that too. It's pretty exciting stuff. We offer all kinds of space for the gallery showings that we do. We also have Final Friday opportunities for artists to show their work.
Lawrence should be the Santa Fe of the Midwest. And I mean, we've got traditions like the art walk that have been going on for years and getting bigger and bigger. Final Fridays just seemed like a natural fit for Lawrence to have a gallery walk. And Makerspace, it's an evolution of what's happening here.
About this, I kind of had to get involved. I had to come out and see what it was about, and I got lucky enough that this is here. It's looking like exactly what I was looking for. So.
Well, the Makerspace is awesome, and this is a wonderful place in the town. I mean, I haven't been here very long, but I've never been in a place where there's a space for artists to go and do what they need to do or want to do, and it's a really cool community project here. So. It's exciting to see. From what I can tell, this is perfect for Lawrence and the atmosphere and the energy of the people. This is a really great place to have here. So.
It's a great opportunity to bring artists and people that appreciate the arts together, and just us to enjoy each other's company and further the thing that we both love.
So far, I like it. It's very eclectic. It's a wonderful gathering, laid back, and people are very nice and very outgoing and talk with you about your piece. And I've had a lot of very favorable comments, and I'm just really, and the artists are really nice and very easy to talk to too. And the people running this, excellent, very well run from what I've seen so far.
I met Eric Kirkendall. I was asked by a neighbor to show my art. They came into my house, saw my art, and said, hey, you need to start showing it in Lawrence. So I started showing a couple years ago. And I met Eric and started showing downtown, and I've continued to do so, usually on a monthly basis.
Some of the classes offered include silkscreen, going from basic art all the way through the production of the silkscreen to creating art that is reproducible easily for shirts or posters or whatever. We also do classes in 3D printing and sculpture. We've got a gentleman, Frank Chopin, that shows a lot of his sculpture work and teaches some classes with that.
They had a lot of cool things going on. The classes and the meetings. I went to my first meeting Tuesday, and a lot of very cool people, a lot of cool ideas going on. They're real community based and want to do a lot of things in the community, and I love that. And just everybody's really nice. It's just fun. I love this.
People are drawn to a place where they can be with other creative people, where they can do positive, productive things. And frankly, I think where they can, I know because I see it here every week, where they can really contribute in a positive way to the community. People here have the energy, the spirit, the creativity to do that, and given an opportunity and serve in an organizational framework in a physical place, they are doing it. It's every week more people come to our Tuesday meetings, or more people come to a Final Friday art party and ask about it, or I mean there's a million ways it happens, but it's happening, and it's really magical.
I think one of our biggest challenges is we're now up around, I think, 70 members, and they're all these creative, quirky people, and keeping everybody working together can be a real challenge. So far, we've been really lucky. It's been running smooth, you know, only a few wrinkles. It's been really good. I think there's a lot of organization that we need here, and everybody is in their own creative world working on their own project. So it's a challenge to make sure that the organization and the maintenance and stuff like that happens. I keep being amazed at the opportunities. The connection between people working in different areas and the ideas that just go pinging around. There's somebody here who knows how to solve whatever problem you've got moving forward with your project.
We actually completed a project and delivered a community event in partnership with the Lawrence Public Library, Star Wars Reads Day. That was preceded during the week, because this is about a 10-day project, with an immense amount of collaboration between technical people, artistic folks, and really people from about every part of this organization to to plan it, to get what we needed, and to actually make it happen.
Other incubators are top-down. The administrators say, this is what it's going to be like, this is the structure, these are the administrators, these are the rules, these are the policies. Because of that, there's an essential rigidity that's not attractive to the kind of people who are individual entrepreneurs. So what we decided from the beginning is that we'd let our Makerspace be an emergent organization. What that means is that the policies and rules emerge out of the people that are there and the projects that are there. So that the structure is emergent rather than laid down top down. That means that when people come to us and say, I want to do this program or I want to do this project, our motto is we say, yes, yes, and what are your ideas about how to do it? And how can we help you? How can we help with network and resources? And the reason we're able to do that is that we have that kind of organic structure that's just made up of interested people working together on their passions.
We don't have 1 penny of grant money and we don't have 1 penny of government money. This is all funded by the people that are involved. The lease is in my name, others on our team, and a good place to mention George Paley, also a member of the core team and who has helped in that regard. So it's come from our pockets and from our conviction that this is the right thing to do for Lawrence right now. To me, the lesson is cities should think of themselves as competitive entities, just like human beings and just like corporations. And neither human beings nor corporations that are successful sit back and wait for people to come to them and say, I want to do this. Cities tend to do that. Lawrence is better than most, but cities tend to do that. City councils sit there, somebody comes in the door, he or she says, I want to build this, I want to build that. They proceed. All discussion tends to center on that. Regardless of planning and all the other things in the real world, what happens is cities are tremendously reactive. Nobody can be successful by being reactive. You have to be proactive. You have to understand what are your competitive advantages. And in my mind, the competitive advantage of Lawrence is creativity. And what the theories of competitive advantage and of smart cities and of the creative class would say, build on that and you can be successful, but really focus on that. So we're doing our small part to help make that happen here, but in my view, a whole lot more could be being done and is being done in some places.
For me, it's really enjoyable just working together with so many interesting people, so many people who are creative and competent in some area, and there's also this thing about sustainability. Because Eric, one of the founders, is an environmental consultant, there's a lot of projects that are leaning towards some kind of sustainability. I mean, right today, we had, what are they called? Good Electric or something like that is the name of the company, here working on installing our solar panels. We're going to have a solar awning all across the front of the building, and we're going to get LED lights in, and the solar panel will feed the LED lights, and then if we have extra electricity, we can sell it back to the grid.
We're kind of coming full circle in being able to not only provide for those high-level psychological needs, like the desire to have meaning and purpose and to actualize one's talents, but also the desire to make a comfortable living space that supports everybody in it.
Tuesday, 7:30, any week, walk in here, come in and introduce yourself, meet fabulous people, learn about what we're doing, get involved with whatever you want. That's one way. Another way, come during our public hours. Go to lawrencecreates.com, check them out. We're here, we're open to the public 3 or 4 days a week at least. We're open to members 24/7. Members are given a key. This is they can be their second home if they want it to be. Just check us out and learn about us, but definitely come in and say hi.